Damn. Now it's saying I only have 46 minutes. Or 58 minutes, 46 seconds. So, SOB. Sound bitch. My phone's sucking it up again. 11:41. Okay, well, maybe I'll do a separate video on this, but real quick, my dad died today. Yeah. He's been really sick. Well, whatever. Not Alzheimer's, but, old manny kind of dementia. That's the word I was looking for. For a year, 2 years. And just for, a while. And in a nursing home and stuff. And, in the last 6 months, we got word that from a doctor or something like that, like, the doctor was like, okay, you should visit him. Actually, the doctor at that time was like, it's probably a matter of weeks. You should visit him, like, now. And my sister went to visit him. I couldn't visit him because I didn't have a real ID, so I couldn't get on a plane. I still don't. That's why I've been trying to get a real ID, a new driver's license, which would be a real ID, before my current one expires in October. But he just died today, or earlier today. Yeah. I had a dream about him, not last night, but the night before last night. That was in another video. That was when I was saying I had a really weird dream. It was just weird. That was the weird dream. But he's dead now, and if anyone watches the videos that I make that are future me, virtual me, if anyone ever sees him kind of regularly, I have probably said in a decent amount of them that he's an asshole. He was an asshole for the majority of my life. Not just to me, but to my sister and my mom, and to, everyone. Random people. Random people. Just a person that he would be just buying stuff from. Not an asshole, just mean. Just like, unnecessarily just mean. Like, just mean for the purpose of being mean. Just like, oh, so you're just like a checkout person. You just be like, oh, so why are you so fat? You're like, you didn't. Damn. So like, why you didn't need you didn't need to say that. You could have just like bought your shit and left. It's like there was no need to like say that. It was a place you went and you were gonna be there once and never again. Like, you just didn't need to say that. Now you just said something to a person that might make them feel bad for a little while or for the rest of their day. It's like, so that was one of the reasons I was like, I hope I don't have kids while he's alive. If I do, they're never meeting him. Like he's one of those persons that, like, if you believe in auras and energy and stuff, he just sucks good energy and puts bad energy. So now I can have kids without any worries, and they'll be free of that. Anyways, how much time was wasted on that? 6 minutes. Okay, so I just went to the store and got groceries because I just today got SNAP benefits, Texas Long Card benefits. That's what it's called in Texas. At the checkout, I saw a little thing that said, donate to Texas Hill Country. Something, I think that means, I'm assuming that means the people of the recent floods. Now that, I may be wrong about that, but I'm thinking that's what it is. So I'm going to run with that because it's applicable to what I'm going to say. But if that's wrong and you're a watcher, you can comment and correct me. But what I'm going to say is still applicable. So it still applies. Okay, so shit like that happens after, God damn, this tar. Shit like that happens after every event, disaster, whatever. There's these charities that come up. It's not unique to the South or red states, but I do see it happen more in the South. And they always do those kinds of things. It's not just disasters. They always do those kinds of things with, like, donate this, that for veterans. Okay, so my problem with that, I never donate to those. Never. I don't have money, but I don't have cash. But even when I did have cash, I didn't, and they always come up on the screen and the registers, and I always say, no. I am philosophically opposed to donating to those things because my philosophy on those is very similar to my philosophy on tipping. It's because taxes, people. Taxes, taxes, taxes. We should have very high taxes, and we should have advocates in the legislature that pay for all that shit so that they don't even remotely need charity. And as for veterans, I think I can't imagine a person or a veteran in the country that could say, why isn't our government taking care of the veterans as much as they need? Why isn't there funding enough for the veterans? I mean, everybody says thank you for your service all the time, and I think that's bullshit. I don't partake partake in that dick sucking like everybody else does. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Just because I know people who served, and that's just such an empty platitude. I mean, thank you for the service. Now I'm going to vote for someone who repeatedly defunds everything the veterans need. I'm going to vote for an asshole that's going to cut veterans benefits. Thank you for your service. Oh, you're a dick. So I don't play that game. And yeah. Where along the thing was I with the thing and the stuff? Yeah, the charity bullshit. Yeah, raise taxes. Yeah, Mr. Trump defund FEMA and defund everything and defund. Yeah, raise taxes so that, you know, you got to tax, and yeah, take taxes away from the rich people and the rich corporations, and the chair people and the board members, so that when this shit happens, 4 seconds after the floodwaters get done going, the Corps of Engineers and FEMA and everything is in there cleaning shit up and rescuing people. And then once the cleanup and stuff is done, they're thinking, all right, when this happens again, not if, when, not if, when, not if. When, how do we make sure everything is less impactful the next time it's less impactful? Because those people, the Army Corps of Engineers and FEMA, their job is not just cleanup. It's how do we reinforce stuff? Because they have the money. Because we funded it better. See? Because we stole, whatever word you want to use, enough money from these fuckheads to give FEMA the ability to do that. All right? There you go. That's my plan. That's what FEMA's job is. Not to just in Kerrville, but to go, there's Kerrville, up, back, where it would be. And be like, oh, the storm was only in Kerrville. Yeah, but you know, historically, it started here, all the floods. We have the records for all the floods, and you know, so we can prevent wherever it's going to be. Well, not prevent, but mitigate for everything. And you know, maybe when there's a flood, maybe we can do a trench. We can dig a trench, and that west Texas, maybe a flood happens here, and there can be a small trench and divert, and maybe because of that West Texas, like West Texas, can get little water that it maybe a lot of water, that it otherwise would not have gotten. Like a lot of water. I don't know. These are just thoughts. I'm just saying. These are things for the Corps of Engineers, maybe even veterans on their downtime to do. Or jobs for people that the federal government can employ long term. I'm just saying, everybody wants a job. Not this guy. Everybody wants a job. You can do stuff. The federal government is not a bad thing. You can give people a job, and once they have a job and are employed, you can just be like, all right, this might be a good idea. We need more stuff. Why don't we just do this? It seems like that might be a good thing to do in order to prevent this. So let's do it. The American, I forget what they call it, but it's basically the Great American Green Wall from the northern Canadian border all the way down to West Texas is diminishing. They could hire a bunch of people to do that. They hired in the 1930s, I forget how many people it was, something like 10, I don't know, it was in between 10 and 100,000 people to build trees and to plant trees and shrubberies and all sorts of shit, and you can hire people to do that, to rebuild that shit. Oh, that's right, we fired a whole bunch of veterans. Maybe they want to do that. It's months of work, and it's not the easiest of work, and you wouldn't be paid the most, probably only a little bit over minimum wage, but do you want a job or not? Because this would be a good test of whether you actually want a job or not. Because everybody's been like, I want a job. And be like, well, do you want a job, or do you want a job that's 5 times the minimum wage and doesn't really have you doing anything? Because, anyways, I was going to talk about something else. How much time do I got left? Oh, it's 18 minutes. I forgot what the last thing I was going to talk about. Oh, something about politics. I forget. Oh, right. It was like political parties and stuff. Okay. Talk about that shit. Oh, the whole socialism thing. Oh. But I shouldn't too. I think I got a Newsmax bump. Newsmax. So-and-so is a dickhead. Oh. That's a big story. So, Secular Talk, the YouTube show, they were talking about like Democratic Socialists or the Republican. They had a clip of this guy talking to this guy on, I don't know, some CNN show. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what was going on, but the person being interviewed was like, the gist of it was like, the guy interviewed was like, we don't want radical left Americans. It's like, Americans don't want radical lefts or radical Republicans. They want a party that's in the middle, that represents middle America. And that's why a third party like Elon's America Party might start to gain some traction with middle America. And then the secular talk people got back, cut the clip, end the clip, and they got to talking and they were like, well, that's just bullcrap because a poll of the guy that won the primary in New York City for mayor, a poll of all the things he's running on, without his name in it, just the policy ideas. A poll of his ideas throughout America, blue states and red states, all his policy ideas actually is very popular with everyone in America. I'm just like, well, I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, it may be. It may be that most of his ideas are popular because, they probably are pretty popular. Most people want good health. I mean, it's like, oh, do you want good health care? No, I want my health care to be shitty. I want my doctor to come in and be like, that looks fucked up. Oof, you better, get that away from me. I don't know what the fuck to do with that. Oof, that'll be $500. Yeah, that's the kind of healthcare everybody wants. And they'll be like, that sounds good deal to me. No. And, higher prices. You think people are going to answer yes to this shit? Like, dude. No. And what is a politician going to run on? I'm going to run on higher prices for everything, shitty healthcare, longer work weeks, lower pay. No politician is ever going to say any of this stuff. So, I mean, you're just going to have to wait and see if one, he's going to try and put forth any legislation. I don't even know if executive branch people in New York City can try and propose laws. Two, I don't know if the city council will be able to get through any laws that do any of this, right? Three, if they get through the proposed laws, will any of it actually do any of the things that they want it to do? Because New Yorkers will probably tell you, yeah, they passed a bunch of laws and it did zero. So if they elect him, you just have to fucking see. You just have to see what happens. We voted for hope and change with Obama twice. And because of many factors, a lot of which had to do with the Republicans being major dicks. I mean, supreme asshole dicks. Just blocking every single thing that Obama wanted to do. Now, that wasn't the only reason, but that was a big one. That was a big one. That's probably what made all his hair gray. That's just a common strategy of Republicans. Like, a Democrat's the president. All right, how about you're not doing anything at all? We are not going to vote for anything you do at all. It's like, that's a common theme. If the Republicans are in office, and the piece of legislation is even remotely reasonable, Democrats are always willing to negotiate. It has been like that even before there was a ridiculous amount of money in politics. But Republicans are just unreasonable like a motherfucker. Unless it's wartime. If it's wartime, Congress will basically do fucking anything. And be like, we need more troops. Go for it. More money, yes. More candy bars for chickens. I don't care. Do it. I don't know what the reason is, but pass the law. I don't give a shit. Just fucking do whatever you need to do. Beat the commies. So, yeah, there's that. Fucking scared shitless of the communists. And they're like, I don't give a fuck what you have to do. Print money? Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Sure. Yeah, do it. Print it on the back of my ass cheek. What? You want to let black people drink from the same fountain? I don't know about that. How is that going to help us beat the commies? I don't know. I'm really skeptical. So, they're talking about the America Party. And they were also they mentioned something about like, ooh, they're the Social Democrats. And she was like, and then they were like Democratic Socialists. And I don't know, they were like, one is not one, the other, it's really called the other. I can't remember which one they were settling on. It's really, I think they like calling them the Democratic Socialists, but personally, I don't really know that Social Democrats or Democratic Socialists are. I don't really know that the name fucking matters. Like, I don't care what you choose to call the Democratic Party, as long as Democratic Party just decides, yeah, we're not gonna take like wheelbarrows full of money from corporations. That's at least an okay move in the right direction. And you know, the Republican Party, if you do that, I think that would be a pretty damn good step in the right direction too. Not taking a shitload of money from corporations. I think that would fucking help you out. I think a lot of your constituents would have a lot more respect for you too. if you just fucking stop taking a fuckload of money from rich people. That's just my thought about the Republican Party. And I think, even though I hate Republicans on kind of moral grounds, moral ethical grounds, and policy grounds and historical grounds and all of that shit. Not really anything personal in that sense. In the sense of, what? You like chicken? I like chicken. That's good stuff. Barbecue? But yeah, stop taking money from people. Maybe be poor for a little while. Like poor. Live the life so you can understand. Yeah. I would like to see people in a few Republican districts that are really poor run for office. You don't need much today. You need to be poor and have a cell phone and make a bunch of social accounts. And just be like, so I just walk around to your neighbors and be like, what up? I'm running. Just get a follower account and stuff and see how good you start doing. You don't need a file right away. Just get your following and shit. And you know, once it looks like you got a chance, then be like, y'all, I need help getting my shit together. You can be ignorant as shit. They got Marjorie Taylor Greene. Trust me. Just fucking make a shot. Alright? Just go for it. Start running. It doesn't matter. Just fucking go for it. They're gonna take your food stamps and shit away. You're gonna be starving. You don't got a job. You got all the time in the world. Just fucking do it. He took everything away from you. You still got your phone. While you got the electricity to charge it, fucking go for it. Make that Republican Party fucking answer to you. The same thing with the Democrats. Fucking be like, I got $3. I'm not taking any of your damn money. Any of your money, any money from this guy, or that guy. And my campaign is going to be funded by this $3. So, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know? This is my campaign contribution right here. This is the manager. You know? Yeah, that's the manager. Right. I want to say something about socialism, by the way. Americans are turbo afraid of socialism. I think no one on the planet has ever gotten a taste of socialism, really. Because, well, maybe there are some socialists out there, but, you know, they live in a tribal state that almost no one has ever seen, except like those weird researchers that like spend a month trying to find them, or maybe some hippies that were like, I trekked through the Amazon until I reached them because I wanted to fucking do ayahuasca. Real ayahuasca, by the way. Or some other fucking like remote tribal village that has like their village is like made up of 60 or 80 people that have been inbreeding forever. But real socialism is something that the world together in one great unified wave. It's gonna have to move towards. It's inevitable. And I said this before, money is barbaric. Most people won't agree with me, but it is. Money and the accumulation of money is barbaric, and it is a barbaric act. Accumulation of money and stuff. Accumulation of things is brain plaque. There you go. Neuroscientists comment. Getting some itchies. Yeah. Double can. But yeah, I don't think anyone on this planet has seen real socialism yet. Because we've had the USSR, the United Sovereign Soviet Republic. I think that's what it was called, the United Sovereign Soviet Republic, or the United Soviet Sovereign Republic. I don't know. And we got Chinese Communist Party, and there's other communist somethings in like South America. And then we got North Korea, which I don't know what they call themselves. There's that one place, that one Asian place that uses an interesting thing called gross domestic happiness. 60 Minutes did a story on it, and I thought that was very interesting. Gross domestic happiness. Instead of gross domestic product, they measure the healthiness of their nation with gross domestic happiness. Which is working out very well for them, actually. So I thought that was intriguing. how well it would end up if implemented on a larger scale, because this was a small country. Who could know? But yes, I was thinking maybe we could move to a better government. I had the brief thought of a better government could be okay. I'll just say it because that was some. We're getting to a long ass video. Better government. I thought I would call it amalgamism, which is kind of what you do is you take bits and pieces from a survey of every kind of government that has existed and all the theoretical kinds of government that you can find. You pick out kind of the best aspects of those governments in theory and that have been implemented historically and modern, and kind of just patchwork them together. And the theoretical ones from now and in the future. Like, my good example for this are technocracies and AI governments. AI government is it's like an AI overlord government where everybody just says, fuck it, we're not going to do anything. We're going to put AI in charge, a huge ass AI in charge, and just let the AI run everything. Now, I'm not saying we do that. I'm saying use an aspect of that just a little bit. The AI would run certain things. So we take bits of everything. That's why it's called amalgamism. It's an amalgam government. Pieces of all this shit into one. I don't know, it's just thought. Because there are a lot. I mean, I don't know how many, but I'm just going to say 100. It would take a long time to cobblestone patchwork this kind of thing together. I mean, if you started today, it would probably take 10 years to figure out how to elegantly put this kind of idea together. And 10 years might actually be a conservative estimate. It might be a low ball. And even then, you'd probably have to be like, I don't know, does this seem like it's gonna work or not? I don't know. But I think the things I've said in my previous videos could help our country and our world move towards a better place. But why would you listen to me? I don't have any. I guess it's called credentials or whateverisms. Credibility. So I guess that is a variation on the same word. twirling, twirling towards freedom. Right string? Yeah. Oh, I swear. Sometimes I sleep and I think I'm sleeping like in a weird position on my neck. And I'm like, ah, ah. You know, I'm just like constantly trying to get it to. And it takes, I don't know, upwards of a week for it to go, Kah! And I'm like, ah. Finally got it. It's just like, it's such a release. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh man, fuck. Didn't get it. Didn't like get it permanently. Whatever. All right, GD folk. That's enough of this long ass bullshit. Take a look at my towel and the string, and have a boobs out day.